welcome to episode 5 of the Notebook. This is part 1. This is the Austria Review. So going straight into it, we had a top 3 of Cornet F1, Oracle 91 and Toss the Caber. All did one-stop strategies. Cornet finished 8.2 seconds ahead of Oracle 91, Toss the Caber, and 9.1 ahead of Toss the Caber, all doing mid 106s. Cornet's was a 106.435, Oracle's was a 106.437, and Toss's was a 106.590. I say all did the one stop, all made it work. Cornet managed to drive off a little bit into the distance as Oracle and Toss were fighting quite hard. From some of the videos, it was great battles from them, so great driving. But that just meant that Cornet could, move on and get away from it all and just have a nice quiet race at the front, which is good for him. We had a fastest lap set by Stuart Little, who is now going to be taking the full-time seat in Williams from Freunde F1, who is dropping to a reserve driver. So Stuart Little will be taking the full-time Williams seat. He's driven every race this season for us in different cars, so he's now going to get a consistent drive in the Williams. He set a 105 flat completely, 105.000, so that works wonders for my OCD. I can say that I love it when you get a time that is bang on the money. By contrast, the slowest was a 107.244 set by Will Anders, and I'm not saying that to take the mick. I'm saying that as a case of if the top guys, finishing P1, P2, P3 were setting mid 106s, the fact that Will still did a one stop and did a 107.244 was only 7/10 slower than the top race pace guys, then that's how close that grid was this weekend. So yeah, that works out. Still a good time. It was only 2/10 slower than mine, and I was in clean air for quite a bit when I was setting mine, so that was good. Coming back to it, one stop was definitely the best strategy. I was on an RN at the start, whether to do a 1 or 2 stop. Probably should have gone for the 2 stop for me personally, because my tyres were absolutely dead. Right, the last lap of the soft tyre was awful, and the last couple of laps on the hards were awful as well. I was really struggling, but the one stop was definitely the best. My tyre wear's awful anyway, so I should have just done the 2 stop, but I was in two minds. The highest 2-stopper in that sense was Dace TG. He finished in P7, and Mike Edwards in the top 10 as well, with a P10 doing a 2-stop. So the 2-stop was there, it could work. You just had the benefit of the fresher rubber towards the end of the stint. The racing wise, it was really good. I enjoyed turn 4. Quite a lot. I did quite a few of my moves around there, defended moves, overtakes, heading into the turn 5 kink and the turn 6 left-hander. So that was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. And that moves me on to the overtake of the race, which is as voted for by one person, this person being Nick Crofty, who is our fantastic commentator. He's got the nickname of Nick Brundle in NRL. I've nicknamed him Nick Crofty for SFR, basically, and he's gone for lap 13/14. Dace uploaded it on the Discord, but it was Dace TG's overtake round the outside on turn 6, which is on Delta Lima.
So keep on board with him, because next on his hit list is Delta Lima. He goes around the outside of turn 6, so that's quite a brave move from Dace to go around the outside of turn 6.
We had most positions gained in the race. This was done by Kachow. He got 13 overtakes from starting a lowly P18. Hosney got 12 overtakes starting P16. So yeah, great drives from them through the field. Most lost was Delta. He lost 7 positions from the start. Don't know if you can officially do it because he was disqualified, but I am, because next up is me, Stuart, and Coolbeans all together on 6. So yeah, Delta gets the win for most positions lost. 5 incidents reported in the incident reporting channel. The most notable one is Rayner versus Giamma, Rayner will now pick up a one-shot qualifying 1 lap, basically 1 timed lap, so we can only do an out lap, a hot lap, and an in lap, all in one. So you can only leave the garage once, so that's going to be interesting for him. I'm sure he'll do it because he does thrive under pressure. He can set a good lap, which I've seen him do many times, so hopefully Rayner will do well in that sense. Again, 4th week in a row we've had a full grid, all 20 drivers, officially all 20 finished, no DNFs. Basically, we had 1 disqualification, which I've already discussed that. my teammate in the Alfa Romeo. Lots of penalties throughout the race as well. I mean, everyone seemed pretty. I think it was only 2 or 3 who finished up with nothing. So, great for them. Fantastic, consistent driving. The rest of the grid all got some kind of penalty. So, yeah, we see how we go. Moving on from the notebook into the grade book. Let's open it up. We have Cornet first up. We'll go down the list as I did before. We had Cornet, started P2, finished P1. Great solid drive. He doesn't get my A star this week, though. He gets an A. My A star goes to Oracle 91, starting P1, finishing P2. He gets the A star only because he's had such an inconsistent start to this season. He's a consistent podium setter in season 1 this year. He's had quite a few instances he's been involved in. Not all himself, but quite a few of it he's brought on himself. So to get the pole position and to finish P2 was, it was a great race for him, basically. So he gets the A star this week. Toss, P4 to P3 gets the A. Hosny and Kachow were both in consideration for the A star, but I couldn't give it to them because of their qualifying positions. I think the fact Oracle got P1, finished P2, with the fact that Hosny and Kachow both didn't have good qualifying, so they both get A's, basically. Even though they had great races, they both get A's. Giamma gets a B, just for a consistent drive, consistent solid drive. Dace would have got the same, a B, but I'm bumping up to an A because he's been voted as overtake of the weekend by our fantastic commentator. Started P6, P7, and he made a 2-stop work, so yeah, he gets the A this week as well. We've got Frog. He's going to get a C from P3 to P8. Not the greatest drive. Very clean, consistent. Just got hounded at the end by Kachow and Hosny. I've seen the video and they were literally all over the back of him. Rayner gets a B. Good solid drive. P9 to P9. So can't ask more than that. Medwood's final points paying position gets the B as well. P11 to P10. Made the 2-stop work. Cool Beans. Now I put the jinx on Cool Beans at the beginning of the week, so I'm really sorry about that, mate. I actually thought, I think you just got involved in a few incidents. You went from P5 to P11, so I'm going to have to give you a C this week, unfortunately. Schietto, solid drive, P14 to P12, so he gets a B. Red 44 Dog gets a B as well. It's a great drive from him, very consistent. Mercedes pace is definitely picking up, so watch out for them to start getting consistent points for the rest of the season. Great battling, good, clean, consistent drivers. That's all we want, basically, in this league. Stewart gets a C from dropping from P8 to P14. I know he was involved in an incident, but yeah, C for that drive this weekend. B16 Boy, again, gets a B, just mainly because of their, fantastic driving. Very clean, very consistent. I said that before, but the Mercedes are really starting to pick up now, so I'm expecting to see them, like I say, in the points paying position very, very soon, consistently. Myself, dropped from P12 on track. I finished on the track P12, finished P16 just due to stupid penalties. So for that, I give myself a D. I did start P10 as well, so I can't give myself a high score, basically, because of that. Will, P17 to P17, gets a C. Wild prediction at the beginning of the week that he was going to get a podium. Didn't work out. I know he got involved in an incident turn on lap 1. I said lap 1, turn 3. We had quite a few cars going nowhere, and I think he got a bit of wing damage from that, but he gets a C. Lasser, C as well. P19 to P18, involved in an incident, so again, solid drive from him. Just a shame it wasn't a bit higher up the grid. Because you know what Lasser can do. Lasser is a top 6-7 driver in the league, fighting for the podium, so he'll come back stronger. Trouble Road, P20 to P19, solid drive, he gets a C. Delta Lima, disqualified. Started P13, finished P20, gets an F. Lots of instances he was involved in, just not a great weekend for him, basically. And that's that. So, that's the end of episode 5, part 1, the Austria Review, and look out for part 2, the Singapore Preview. We'll do that very soon. And yeah, that's it. Notebook part 1, over and out. See you soon.